Hey, we're Parcels, and we're going through our favourite horror movies. One of my favourites is Saw. It's an Australian-made film. I love a movie with a twist. Oh, I love a movie with a twist. I'm not going to give away the twist, but there's something that's present in the whole film, and then at the end, it really changes, like a twist, I guess. But yeah, great horror film. Bit scary.
Hi, I'm Jules. I play guitar in Parcels. Thank you for asking. A movie that I watched recently with Noah and Louis is called Hereditary. No, I'm not going to talk about the plot. Don't worry. Still, when I think about this movie when I'm alone, I get so scared. It takes all logic out of the window. So when you're alone in your apartment, I mean, the door's locked. You know no one can go inside, but it's like it's in your mind sort of thing. Freaks me out completely. It was a very good movie. I recommend it. To you, Pat.
I'm very much looking forward to watching Hereditary. I'm going to choose Your Next, which we watched in the bus recently together. It was an all-American cast except for one Australian actor. She played like the typical Australian stereotype role of this like rough, strong, bold Australian woman who grew up on a farm, and she had all these like gnarly outback skills, and she saved the day sort of and killed everyone in the I'm not going to ruin that point. Also, it has the best gore scene I've ever seen. They tie a fishing line or something in front of the door. For some reason they've anticipated that all the people trapped inside are going to try and make a run for it out the front door. Big tension build up, and then she makes a run for it. You're there, you're right in the moment. Obviously her neck bang straight on the fishing line. It's just super intense, and I really like that. There's nothing as good as a creative death in horror. That's what I'm all about.
I'm Noah. I'm gonna stay true to my Australian roots and choose two Australian films, which is Wolf Creek. This film just has this eerie vibe about it. So scary, so dark, but so real because he's Australian, and every time I watch it, I know that guy who sounds like that. Like, he looks like that. He could be real friendly, but maybe he has a whole bunch of bodies in the basement. I just like the way the monster sounded. It was always the Babadook. And I remember just doing that like for weeks after. I thought it was really great.
My name is Louis. The Shining is the greatest horror film ever made, but it gets talked about all the time. I'm going to go for another Australian horror film called The Loved Ones. It's about two schoolgirls who ask a guy out to like the social, and he rejects them both. They kidnapped him and torture him in the basement. It stands out to me because there's this crazy scene where they get the song from country singer Casey Chambers, Am I Not Pretty Enough? And while this like deranged little girl drills through a guy's head, and it's the most fucked up thing I've ever watched. So yeah, Loved Ones, check it out. A lot of Australian ones in our selection.
Do you guys know that The Hills Have Eyes? I remember that was kind of creepy.
My favourite zombie movie is the 2004 Dawn of the Dead, which is the first Zack Snyder film. It was really freaky because most of it's set in the daytime. There's something freaky about zombies in like broad daylight.
Me and Louis lived together, and we went down a dark road. Every night had to be the worst horror film that we'd seen. Like, every night had to get worse and worse. And we eventually got to this one called the Serbian film. I think it's banned in half of the world. It's banned in the US, the UK, and it's supposedly the most scary, kind of the most gruesome, fucked up movie of all time. I can't even describe what happens in there because it's so screwed up, but I remember this moment where the worst thing you can possibly imagine is happening, and one of our friends just like opens the door, and he walks in, and we've like got it on the projector in the in the room, and he just walks into the room and just goes, "Oh my god, like, what are you doing?" It was a kind of a hectic moment. Don't watch that thing.
We could talk about horror movies all day. We actually made our own horror movie. Cheers.
Help me!